Good morning, everybody. Tia Torres here with another Tia Talk episode. So we got past Thanksgiving, right? Back to work now. And it was a fairly peaceful one for me, and I hope everybody had a good one. I am thankful for something though. I do now have a helper. Some of you may know that my ex-husband Tony got released from prison October 9th. So it'll almost be 2 months, at least as of today. And uh, of course, to be expected, there have been some hiccups. But coming out of doing 39 years in prison and throwing him in with a large group of dogs who can sometimes be unruly, I guess it was to be expected as far as learning curves. It doesn't mean I didn't get frustrated, but things are getting better, which gives me more time to do other things. So I am thankful. Let's see here. Let's talk about dogs and cats. We do have a Cajun kitty transport coming up. As some of you may know, we take our Cajun kitties and we drive them to Pope Memorial. It's a beautiful facility in New Hampshire. They've just been amazing to us throughout the years and have found some just fabulous homes for these cats that we have here. I would have to say, though, that depending on the weather, this may be the last one we do for a couple of months. I've been seeing a lot of snow up there in the Northeast, which brings me up to adoptions. Yes, I know. We are known for delivering our own dogs to their new homes and getting input from other people, although it is appreciated, insert air quotes. There is a lot that goes into us taking our dogs to their new homes. Thus the reason why we do not allow other transportation people to drive our dogs, because it's been offered to us. A lot of these private transportation companies say, well, we'll take your dogs. Well, to us, our dogs are part of our family. They're not like a package that you ship UPS, So we want to take our dogs because we know our dogs. And we want to be able to introduce them to their new homes, their new families, and really talk about, their ups and downs and their stories and make sure that the transition goes smoothly. I understand why there is a need for these transportation companies. I do, because many rescues, I would have to say most rescues, don't have the manpower maybe to have someone drive around the country delivering dogs. I understand. So I'm not putting down the transpo companies or these other rescues. I'm explaining why we do it the way we do it. So there's that. But again, with bad weather, the adoptions tend to slow down quite a bit because so many of our homes are to the Northeast in the Midwest where it snows during this time of the year. So Mother Nature is unleashing her fury right now with snow, and we're hoping that she'll give us a break here soon, because we do have some dogs that need to go to their new homes. Speaking of great dogs, I have the most fabulous dog in my house. He's been with us for probably a year, and I am going to take the hit on this because it's my rescue. But when a dog goes into a shelter environment, you really do not get to know that true dog. Especially if it's a dog that came from a home, like directly from a home. Not like a stray that's been running the streets for a long time and is thankful to have food, water, and shelter. But directly from a home. Thus the case of a Doberman that we've had for a while. That I named Dracarys, or I call him the Dragon sometimes. And Dracarys came to us by way of Facebook. couple of my employees saw the Facebook post going around in New Orleans saying that there was a stray Doberman and Labradoodle at like a junkyard. Well, this Doberman was exquisite looking. Exquisite. You know, it had the traditional, like the cropped ears, dock tail, the whole bit. And a Labradoodle. Not your typical pair of stray dogs. So my employees went out there and caught them. And then the owner surfaced and basically admitted that they just turned them loose, didn't want them anymore. The Labradoodle got a home immediately, of course, but the Doberman remained with us in our kennel environment in New Orleans. And that's where things just began to get worse for him. No reflection on the way we take care of dogs. It's just, it's a doggy prison, rows and rows of kennels, barking dogs. And then we moved him out here to our country location where it was quieter, but he still did not fare well. We started seeing some not so good behavior. He had this nervous habit of clacking his jaws. And I mean, you could hear them. They were like clack, 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 you know, and it was a nervous thing. And if you would get in the way of that, you got in the way of that, if you know what I mean. He did some resource guarding of stuff. He nailed one of our employees in the face. Again, now looking back, all stress related. So my daughter-in-law said, I know you have so many dogs in your house, but he is losing weight. He's losing his mind. He's not going to make it. And so I moved, I moved coonhounds around and I brought him into my house. Ladies and gentlemen, within the hour, literally, he became the most amazing, sweetest, best behaved dog that has probably ever entered my house. He walked right into his crate, laid down, curled up in a ball in all the blankets, was so thankful to be inside the house, wasn't bothered by my idiot coonhounds, just a dream. And he listens on a dime. I don't even have to call him by name. I just go, hey, and he just flips a Yui and comes right back to me. Why am I talking about him so much? Because if he doesn't get a home soon, I will end up keeping him. And I can't. But I don't want him to get more attached to me. He needs his person. He does appear to like other dogs, although I haven't fully tried him with my dogs. But here's the deal. He is so filled with love that I would prefer he got a home as an only dog, because I want his human to shower him with 24/7 attention. He wants to be with you all the time. He wants to cuddle in your lap. First of all, for a Doberman, he's a big boy. He's a red one, but he's a big boy. But he thinks he's a Chihuahua. He wants to be in your lap. He wants to touch you all the time. I walk around and he just follows me. Like literally, he's taking his head and he's like touching my hand and like, pet me, love me. He's very needy. I will give him that. He definitely wants to be with his human. But at the same time, I can put him in his crate and I can leave the house and he's fine. If you are, and here's the thing, man or woman, he doesn't care. He loves everybody. I don't know that I would put him with young kids, and he hasn't done anything wrong. I just a gut feeling. I would love to find an adult home, or even older kids, teenagers, who just want a dog that makes them feel safe, because he looks scary. I didn't name him the dragon, Dracarys, for nothing, right? He looks like a scary dude, man. Who will go in the car with them, who will go everywhere with them, who will make them feel safe at night, who curl up on the couch with them, who will listen to them on a dime. This is the dog for you. It will sting a little when he leaves my house, but he's too perfect to live with me. It just goes to show you how many great dogs are out there in shelters that are being misrepresented. And it's no fault of a shelter. It's just the way it is. And his story got me thinking. Okay, strike me down for even saying this, but I have been toying for years. I wanted to do this new online series because I have tons of time to take on another project, but I called it Dirt Road Rescues. And when we think of a dirt road, we think of that lonely stretch of the part of the area where you just go down this lonely road and there's nothing around. Well, to me, Dirt Road Rescues, I came up with that idea when I started going to some of these rural little animal shelters in the middle of nowhere. And I thought, how do they get these dogs and cats homes? Who's going to drive out here? And I wanted to do an online series that highlighted those shelters. And I'm not quite ready to go out on the road yet, okay? But I thought, maybe I could highlight them from my house. And it just made me think about it being very sentimental over what's going on with this Doberman, how in a kennel he just didn't fare well. And I thought, it's the holiday season. We got through Thanksgiving, Christmas is coming up. Let's empty up some of these little tiny shelters. I haven't perfected how I would do it yet because, we can't go and deliver the dogs for these people, but I don't know. I guess if you really want a dog, you got to come and get it, or a cat. So I may start Dirt Road Rescues remotely. Okay, dry my tears. Okay, let's talk about some stuff that will help our rescue. Every day, all day, people ask, how can I help? And I want to give you some ways to help that won't cost you money, but will help us raise money. Okay? The first one is through Facebook. I know Facebook is like a dinosaur these days, but many people still use it as we do. And Facebook started a thing called Facebook channels. Okay? It's so helpful because when we post on our actual Facebook page, for whatever reason, Facebook's algorithms are not the best. And we have people saying, well, hell, I have employees saying, I didn't get your post from a week ago. Or that post you did, it took me a month and it finally showed up on my Facebook newsfeed. And we're like, oh my God. Which explains why when I make a post on Facebook, there'll be like one comment. So something's going on with Facebook's algorithms. So Facebook created Facebook channels. It's amazing. It is. It works great. So the first thing you would have to do on your cell phone is download the Facebook Messenger app. It's free. It's safe. Don't worry. You'll be fine. And many of you already use it if you have Facebook. Okay, so you have to have Messenger, the Messenger app. And if you go to our Facebook page, whether it's Villalobos Rescue Centers or the Tia Maria Torres of Pit Bulls and Parolees, I would say on the homepage, maybe like a third of the way down, not that far down. Kind of under where it has like the information, about the page, highlighted in blue text. It will say channels. And we've already set it up for both of our platforms. On the Tia Maria Torres of Pit Bulls and Parolees page, I've already named it. It's Tia Talk. I mean, you can remember that because that's where you're at right now. You're on my Tia Talk podcast. And then on Villalobos Rescue Center's page, there's two of them. There's the Daily VRC and then there's the VRC Village. It's free. join them. And let me tell you why. Because when we post in there, you get the message in real time, like immediately, like a text message almost. So you can keep up with what we do. It makes it so much easier for us to like put stuff out there, like what's going on. Like I can literally post right now and say, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Who wants to meet me there? Okay, that's how fast you'll get the message. So that's one way. The second way is YouTube. And you may be listening to this on YouTube. But if you haven't hit the subscribe button on the YouTube pages, to subscribe on YouTube is free. Free. Just hit the subscribe button on our YouTube pages. We have 2 of those as well. Villalobos Rescue Center and Tia Torres. And then if you really want to stay dedicated to our YouTube goings on, there's a little button or little icon that's a bell. Click on the bell. And the bell, that's notifications. It'll ding you every time we go live or we post something. The more subscribers we get on YouTube, the more money we can make from YouTube. And again, it doesn't cost you a dime. All you have to do is just watch our videos, watch our live streaming. I mean, right now on my YouTube channel, I think I'm like, what am I like 300, 400 people away from getting to the next level where I have like 70,000 followers. I'm like, come on. And then the last way, and this is more for those that are a little bit more tech savvy, is through TikTok. People on TikTok are always asking, how can I donate? How can I donate? And TikTok, of course, doesn't really like us referring you to another platform, which is like our website or, PayPal. It's like, hey, TikTok, they want to make their money too. So if you're on TikTok and you're listening to this podcast, if you want to help the dogs of Villalobos Rescue Center, okay, if you're listening to Tia Talk on TikTok, hit my subscribe button. The subscriptions on my Tia, oh my God, this is a mouthful, on my Tia Torres TikTok are like $269, $299, something like that a month. And that's where I put like exclusive videos. And once I get enough people in there, I'll do private chats, like live streams. Okay. That money goes to our dogs. And TikTok just upped the ante on that one. They said they'll give us 90% of our subscription income. So again, if you're listening to Tia Talk on TikTok, subscribe here. Go to the subscription link on the bio page and hit it and join. Okay, last but not least, you know what? I'm tired. Never mind. I'll save this for another day. I still got a full belly, and I got to do some other podcasting. All right, y'all. Well, until we meet again, I'll keep you up to date on the latest adoptions and the latest podcasting. And I'm watching somebody out my window in a boat. Look like they're about to fall out. Uh-oh. Anyways, I will see you when I'm looking at you.